Well, the U.S. Congress observed silence for the Kansas shooting. Well, that's the big breaking news we're getting for you this morning. A silence has been observed in the U.S. Congress before the proceedings begin. This is with respect to the Kansas shooting. Remember, there was a lot of speculation about whether President Donald Trump would acknowledge the Kansas shooting. As of now, a lot of questions have been asked as to why he's been mute, why he's not responded, with a lot of political experts saying that Barack Obama would have made a response to it.
The President of the Senate, at the direction of that body, appoints the following senators as members of the committee on the part of the Senate to escort the President of the United States into the House chamber. The Senator from Kentucky, Mr. McConnell. The Senator from Texas, Mr. Cornyn. The Senator from Utah, Mr. Hatch. The Senator from South Dakota, Mr. Thune. The Senator from Wyoming, Mr. Barrasso. The Senator from Missouri, Mr. Blunt. The Senator from Colorado, Mr. Gardner. The Senator from New York, Mr. Schumer. The Senator from Illinois, Mr. Durbin.
And going across to our Foreign Affairs editor, Geeta Mohan, for more details. Geeta, there was a lot of speculation about whether the Kansas shooting would be acknowledged because of Trump's complete non-acknowledgement of it so far. And however, now there was a minute's silence that was observed.
One that's the U.S. Congress. Donald Trump can do what he wants to, and he's the president, all right. We have to wait and see whether in his address there will be a mention of it or not. But the U.S. Congress certainly wouldn't have ignored such a huge incident that took place, which really has woken and shaken the people of America as to where they're headed. And if this is the way America is going to be in terms of people picking up guns and killing people of other races. It was a racist attack. It was a hate crime. And hence the U.S. Congress observing this a minute's silence before the congressional proceedings and the address of the presidential address for the Congress by President Trump. The 1 minute silence really goes to show that there is still hope, and there is a lot that the U.S. Congressmen want changed and want done in terms of taking action. We know congressmen have come out and spoken on the Kansas shooting. They have been talking about it, and they really want to ensure that that something is done. But the world is waiting to hear President Trump speak on the issue.
And in fact, stay on with us, Geeta. We have some more breaking news coming in. Well, the White House admits to the hate crime. President condemns this and other racially or religiously motivated attacks in the strongest terms. Well, that's the big breaking news we have this morning. The White House has now admitted to the hate crime. Going across back to our Foreign Affairs editor, Geeta Mohan, for more details. Geeta, this is a good move on the part of the White House. After a long period of silence, they finally admitted to the crime.
Well, that's big news coming in, Vandana. It is finally official that the White House has put out a statement on the hate crime and condemning any such attack on individuals in the United States of America. This, I'm sure, is setting the tone and tenor for the presidential address. So one can now either expect Donald Trump to speak up on the racial attack, or for that matter, he certainly is going to speak on the criticism he's received for not having spoken from various quarters. Expect that from him for sure, and that's the reason why the tone and tenor has been set for the presidential address.
Right, Geeta, and any further details coming in about what else we expect in his speech?
Well, right now, no further details as to what can be expected, but certainly President Trump is going to speak about his own vision and is, not to forget, going to take on certain quarters, including the media, as to how he's been vilified in public. That certainly is going to happen. Also, the entire section of America, be it which is Hollywood, has taken him on head-on. So that's another aspect that he could be looking at. He does not take criticism very easily, and he is going to speak about the criticism that he's received in the recent past on various issues, including the fact that he kept mum. He, in all probability, might explain as to why he kept mum, and what we're given to understand is that that he kept mum. He, in all probability, might explain as to why he kept mum. And what we're given to understand is that officials in the White House have been saying they wanted FBI to first determine it was a hate crime for them to make any statement, any important statement on the incident, and that's why they were not issuing a release, or President Trump was not really making a statement. But the world and most of the leaders in the U.S. have said that nobody has to wait for a confirmation. If an incident like this occurs, it is only apt that the president speaks up against any kind of crime, and especially if it involves a citizen of another country and concerns are raised by that country. The man who killed Srinivas did say that he'd gone ahead and killed and wounded Middle Easterners, that he'd attacked Middle Easterners. So there was a
Right, we've lost that connection with Geeta, but meanwhile we'll go live right across to the